What's up guys, Caleb here, and today I'm incredibly excited to show you this massive LEGO Star Wars Jedi transport ship that I've been working on for the past 3 days. I really put a lot of effort and work into this mock, and so I hope you guys enjoy it. I borrowed a LEGO Star Wars book from the library, and I saw this really cool Republic frigate set or something it was called, and so I was kind of inspired off that with, I don't know, it was just a really cool shape of ship. And I basically built it in order to transport Jedi from one side of the galaxy to the other. So the whole purpose of the vehicle is for transporting Jedi. I made sure to include a lot of cool features, like a stand, a whole bombing feature, and a full interior, as well as an escape pod down there. And we are going to take an in-depth look at all of this. Also, I'm going to be experimenting with the mic quality. Right now I'm not wearing a mic, but when I go and zoom around and show you the ship, I will be making a mic, just because when I'm been doing reviews and stuff, my phone has crap poor mic quality. It sounds like I'm eating a bag of chips in the background. Literally, it's like a ton of crunching, and it sounds just terrible. So I'm going to wear a mic for that part. However, there might be a tiny bit of a whine in the background that might sound kind of odd, so you're gonna have to keep your ear out for that. But we are going to be trying to wear a mic when I'm doing that, just so you don't hear that terrible crunching sound. Alright, so I've got the microphone going, and you might hear a bit of the whine in the background, but I can't really figure out how to fix that. Anyway, we're just going to move on with the video. Basically, the entire ship is built on the stand. The stand I built in all black and uses a bunch of Technic pieces and rods to make for a very stable stand, as it is a very heavy ship, and it needs to be able to support it pretty well. So I tried to build the stand basically as, sturdy and rock solid as I could. The top of the stand basically lines up with this little divot in the bottom of the ship, and what you have to do is you basically just have to rest it in place, and boom, the ship is in its full flight position on the stand. Very easy to take off and put back on, so you can, move it around if you want. The ship itself is actually quite large. It ended up being really, really long and pretty a large ship, but I really do end up, I ended up really liking the whole look of this entire ship. The front of the ship has this really cool design. Basically on the bottom, I actually built it upside down using a really cool technique with a bunch of Technic pieces. So that part of the bottom is actually upside down, while the rest of it is, normal. On the bottom, we have the escape pod, which is pretty easy to go ahead and remove. It just pops out of there. It docks under there like that. And if you want to, you can just load it back on in. The escape pod basically has a window at the front, and it also, I built it so it fairly easily comes apart. I'll take old Shaggy, because he's just a minifig I have lying around, and we can literally put him in there. Then we can go ahead and attach this part, and boom, you have your minifig, or in this case, old Shaggy, inside of the escape pod. And of course, as I showed earlier, it's quite easy for you to just put that back in there. It is fairly easy to access the interior. Basically, all of the roofs are in hinges, so you can just basically fold up the 3 sections of the roof to take a closer look at the interior of the model. The front is basically the cockpit, where we have a 5-1st Trooper and sort of general who are just sort of controlling the vehicle. You can't actually see, you can sort of see the window there that he controls it from, and you can see them from in there. There's also a hallway that leads into the rest of the model's interior. Not a ton going on in here, but I made sure to load it down with controls and stuff so that they can control the ship. I mentioned earlier, we can in fact lift up the roof to reveal the middle section where we have our Jedi. As I said, the whole ship is kind of meant, transport Jedi from one end of the galaxy to the other. We also have a little droid in there, and that is actually a hallway. You can see a step that leads into the rest of here. You have a little chair that someone else or the Jedi can sit in, as well as what was meant to be sort of a hologram. I don't have an actual hologram piece, so I basically had to build my own. But this is sort of just the Jedi's quarters where it hangs at, and over there is the hallway. You can actually see a little crate there too. In the right wing of the ship, we have basically the medical bay. This is the droid that's actually in the TIE Fighter set that I recently picked up, and I thought it was sort of a good, I don't know, robot droid, I suppose. We have a bottle of wine or medicine over there. You can see the back has basically 5 thrusters. I also built a small turret that can spin around. It has, a full 360, spin it can do. And it can also move up and down, so you can get quite a wide range of motion out of this little cannon to shoot at enemy ships. However, my favorite part about the entire mock is actually the bombing feature. That's right, I made a feature so you can actually drop bombs one by one, which just turned out straight up dope. I basically built 4 of these little bombs, and you can literally just drop them into the bay there one by one. They all sort of load up into there. And what you can do is actually by spinning this thing, it one by one drops the bombs out of there. See, that's 1, that's 2, that's 3, and that's 4. So it manages to actually drop all 4 of the bombs out, which just turned out straight up dope. I'm going to do it one more time, this time at a bit of a different angle so you can see kind of how I did it. I basically had these gears in the bottom that basically, there's a whole gear system on making this work, and you kind of load them all up into there, and by spinning them one by one, they sort of spin around in there, and then end up eventually dropping out just like that, because this thing in the bottom, these black pins are actually spinning, which is what, helps them to go down one by one. But that is probably my favorite feature I have ever put in a mock. I mean, it's so dope to just be able to, drop a bunch of bombs. You can drop just 2 if you want, you can drop just 3. It was a really, really cool mechanism to make for sure. Here you have it, guys. That is the, Jedi transport ship mock that I built. Let me know your thoughts on the mock in the comments below. Let me know if you have any suggestions or anything that you'd like me to add on to this. I am very happy. It's definitely one of my favorite LEGO Star Wars mocks I have ever built. I love the bombing feature. I love the interior, and I think it just turned out really, really incredible. Not upload for the next couple days because school's starting back up for me tomorrow. But stay tuned as I will be uploading some more soon. The Zebra Productions sign off for now. Make sure to like and subscribe if you want to stay up to date with my latest content. I will see you guys later. Peace.